Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at why people really miss you when you're gone. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm now going to show you crystals for each pile. So for pile number 1, we have rose quartz. And we have the soul star chakra. For pile number 2, we have amazonite. And we have the throat chakra. For pile number 3, we have citrine. And we have the card fire. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul, and that will be your pile for today. But of course, if you're drawn to more than one pile, always trust your intuition. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this rose quartz crystal, and card number 10 with the soul star chakra merging with the divine, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at why people really miss you when you're gone. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm now going to add all your cards, but before I get into adding your cards, I tasted food in your pile. So I don't know if you're someone that likes to, really go on like dinner dates with your friends, with people you love, if you're someone that really likes food. But there's something about people having experiences with food with you and missing that. Like, I don't know if you're that type of friend that just loves food, if you're a foodie, or that type of person. I'm also hearing something about your voice, and your presence is very soothing, like is giving me goosebumps. Something about your voice is very nice, like to hear your voice or to hear the words you say. Some of you may be drawn to pile 2 because pile 2 had the throat chakra. And funny enough, if you're not over the age of 18, please skip over this message. My battery is on 69%, so that's a clue for those. Let's use your tarot decks and oracle deck. So this is the Beyond Lemuria oracle deck. We're now using the Starseed oracle deck. So spirit guides of my pile number 1s, why do people really miss them when they're gone? We have forged and follow with pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. I'm hearing that vision from, well, I'm hearing a vision, if that makes sense. Okay. It's some kind of thing by BoJack Horseman when he's like, and now it's over, the drip never stops dripping, or something like that. And then he's like, it was good while it lasted. So there's something about when people know it's over with you, like they start to question it, they start to fight against it, but then at some point, they really long for you, and then at some point they surrender to it, and they realize that maybe you served some kind of purpose in their life. But then after that, I feel like they really miss you still. They still miss you, but then at some point they surrender and accept it. Like you served some kind of purpose in their life and you taught them something about themselves. And they still miss you, of course, after that, but then there is really some time in between, a lot of time where they're going through these different emotions like anger, like sadness, missing you, feeling lonely without you, missing your loyalty, missing how protective you were, longing for you, and then they finally surrender and accept it, and they're like, okay, this person served a purpose in my life. Usually, I feel like you come into people's lives to serve some kind of purpose, and then you leave. But with some people, I feel they're meant to stay in your life for a long time, forever. So at the back of the deck, we have High Wrath with longing for home, homesick for the stars. So there's something where people put almost like the sense of home in you, the sense of, I miss you, I'm lost without you. Now I hear that song, lost without you. Uh, so maybe that song is significant to why people really miss you when you're gone, or the effect you have on people when they really miss you. It's just like they long for you, and there's this kind of feeling of, I've lost my person, I've lost my home, but I shouldn't have made my home in another person. So that's kind of heavy, but okay. I'm hearing fair enough, fair enough. So for some people, when they leave your life or when you leave their life, with the fair enough, I feel like maybe I'm also tasting a bad taste in my mouth all of a sudden. Maybe they left some kind of bad taste in your mouth and, you cut them out of your life. The betrayal card is showing up. So like, you just see something is off, you see a red flag and you're like cutting those people off. I feel like you're very good at cutting people off when you see red flags, or when you see, hey, this is not going anywhere. Like, I've set boundaries with this person, they're not listening. It's not going anywhere. I need to protect my peace. That's the energy I feel with you. And maybe sometimes you're just like, okay, I don't align with this person. I don't click with this person. The energy doesn't align. There's nothing wrong with them. They're not a bad person, but the energy just doesn't align. And then they're just like, fair enough, fair enough. Like, so there's something about that. Spirit guides on my pile, number ones. We're using the African Goddess Rising Oracle. May we please look into why people really miss my pile, number ones, when they're gone. We have Live Out Loud with card number 31. And then we have Speak Up at the back of the deck. Didn't I say something about the words you use or your voice? Just conversations with you? I feel a lot of people really miss that. We're now going to use the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. So Spirit Guides of my pile, number ones. May I please look into... I'm seeing someone whisper in someone's ear. Like, if you've ever whispered in someone's ear, someone misses that about you. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Spirit Guides of pile 1. Why people really miss them when they're gone. We have the arts with express yourself through creative activities. And we have easy does it with there is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. I'm feeling anxiety that's not mine because I didn't feel anxious before this reading. Like, my hands are starting to shake and I feel anxious. Like, I think a lot of people that are anxious are kind of drawn to your energy because you make people feel safe. You embody the swan energy. Swan energy is pureness, innocence, devotion, grace, gentleness. So you really make those around you feel safe. And especially if they're going through really highly stressful situations or their own inner transformations, and you brought them a lot of peace and the sense of trust and like, everything is okay, everything is okay. I feel like you have a very soothing presence, even with the white dove here. There is a sense of the divine with you. You somehow remind people that everything is okay. that everything is happening in perfect timing, that everything is okay, that there's no need to hurry, no need to force things, even when things don't exactly go our way. It's like you are that pure reminder of that. So when you're gone, there's something about people really missing that, because when they're anxious or in really high stressful moments or in certain transformational moments that are putting pressure on them to help them become the butterfly they are, it's like you're not around to soothe them anymore, and they need to find those skills of self-soothing themselves. So, spirit guides of my pile number ones. Why do people really miss my pile number ones when they're gone? Just want to get all the cards. This is Ethereal Visions Tarot. Look at my hand shaking. I'm not usually anxious when I do readings. We have the World card. We have the Knight of Wands. I can't stop my hands from shaking. I promise it's not me. We have the Magician. Or maybe they're anxious like without you because they want you back so badly. Like, it's like, what can I do to get this person back in my life? So that's something I see here. We have the Four of Wands. And I feel your presence is soothing to me, which is quite interesting, like, to this anxiety I'm feeling that's not mine. Then we have the Well card. So what I feel from your energy, at the back of the deck we have the Artist. So some of you are definitely creative in some way, or you're someone that creates your reality with certain steps you take. And people miss that because maybe there's something where you inspire them that they can create any type of reality they want, that if they dream something they can do it. I feel you have that very inspiring energy. Some of you are actually creative though, because the arts is here. So if you've ever had certain friends or certain people where you create art together, or like if you've ever worked in projects with people where you get really artistic or creative ideas, there's something about your creative input that people miss when you're gone. Even if you don't do art with people, if you're someone creative and you share your art, when you're not sharing that art, there's something about it being missed. And art can be anything. Art can be baking. Like if you love to bake and you love to bake and you give it to people around you, maybe they really miss that when it's gone. Or it reminds me of that scene from Friends when Monica baked so much and everyone loved her baking and was at her door at like 2 a.m. Or if people really love your fashion style, like maybe you're really creative with the way you dress, that could contribute to that and they really miss that when it's gone, like if you're not around. Or it can be literally anything. It can be creative ideas too. Something about creativity showing up. There is also an energy here of your uniqueness people really miss when they're gone. Because I feel like you're very unique. You express your authentic self and you're not afraid to be your authentic self in the world. And that's something people really miss when you're gone, because there's something about them being around certain people that aren't really authentic to themselves, and it's kind of like they miss your energy, they miss your vibe. I feel like you're not afraid to be unique, you're not afraid to be yourself, you're not afraid to pave your own unique path and be different, create a different path to most people. And there's something about people really missing that when you're gone, because it's like, I don't see that anywhere else, and I miss that breath of fresh air pile number one's had. Also, when you really love people, there's something about you merging with them. You kind of like acting as one. Maybe that's that home energy. Like, when you love people, you see them as your other half. and people really miss that when you're gone. I'm also feeling your energy, and I'm feeling like you are really fun people to be around. You really make every sort of situation or going out or whatever feel super fun and positive, and like even with the Four of Wands, you're a celebration to be around. I feel like if you've ever partied with people, or even if it's not partying, even if it's just going out to fun places to eat, to even just picnics or just simple things we do with our friends or we do with our lovers or we do with our family, it's like you somehow make everything fun. You bring the life to the occasion. And there's something about that people really love. People love your loudness. People love when you're laughing. People love when you are just having fun and being yourself. It's like you bring life to the party or to the place or the event. And people really miss that when you're gone, because I feel like you really know how to get people out of their shell and get them comfortable with being bold and expressing themselves and just experiencing the pleasure of the moment. And when you're gone, it's like they don't have that anymore. With the Knight of Wands here, I feel like you're also really ambitious, and you motivate people around you to become the best versions of themselves, to follow their goals, to follow their dreams. It's like you really bring change into people's lives, into everyone you come across, because there is this inspiring, motivating energy, this ambitious energy, and you're someone that is super passionate about life and the things you love to do. And I feel like you're maybe that type of roommate that would be like, come, let's get up and clean, and, make me really inspired to do it when I'm feeling like, ugh, I don't want to do it. Or I feel like you'd be that type of friend that's like, if we're going to the gym together, you'd be like, come, let's go to the gym, let's go move our bodies. Like, you get me really out of that space of like, ugh, lethargicness. I feel like you're that type of person, and people really miss that when you're gone, because they feel like they don't have that when you're gone. So I see a theme here of maybe sometimes people relying on you too much for certain qualities and traits you bring to the table. And when you're gone out of their life, there's something about them learning certain lessons of how to integrate that into their own life, so that they don't have to rely on another person to do that for them. So with the World card, I definitely see an energy of change here, of achievement, of ending certain cycles or bad habits, even to create a better life for yourself or create a better version of yourself. And that's something I see here. Some of you are also dreamers, and people really miss that when you're gone. Like, some of you are visionaries, dreamers, very innovative, and I guess people miss that when you're gone, because especially like work co-workers and things like that, people miss this inspiring energy, this uplifting energy you have. I'm even seeing co-workers miss you and talk about you when you're gone, or people from school or something like that. um I'm also seeing something here about romantic connections and people missing your kiss, people missing your touch, the way you are. I feel like some people take you for granted in terms of just relationships in general. They take you for granted, but then when you're gone, they sort of miss that energy of like, I'm seeing energies of two peas in a pod. Like, when you really take someone in as someone that is in your circle, your friendship group, your romantic relationships, it's like you're completely honest. You have boundaries, you're honest, but you also love from the sense of unconditional love. You really commit and devote yourself to those you love. And there's this energies of two peas in a pod. Like, even through challenges, we're going to hold each other's hands and make it through together. We're going to strengthen each other. We're going to support each other. We're going to be there for each other and support each other with harmony, and really just be there for each other is what I see. So there's something about people missing that type of energy of like, you're my other half, you're like that two peas in a pod energy. And when they're with other people later on, it's like they don't get that same energy from those other people, and they really miss that. So I'm seeing that, and I'm seeing something about your depth with the well. You're someone really deep. You're someone that sees the world with depth. And I guess people miss that. Some of you are really poetic when you speak, or you just love to have deep conversations with those around you. And people miss that when you're gone, because it's like, now I've been in the depths of the ocean with this person, swimming around and enjoying the depths of the ocean like mermaids. Of course, maybe not all of you will relate to mermaids, but the depths of the ocean, you're the depths of the ocean, and other people are just shallow waters, and it's like, I miss the depths of the ocean. That's a vibe I feel here. And I'm also feeling like you have a lot of things people wish to have in a partner and a friend and a co-worker. And there's something about people really missing that when you're gone. However, what I will say is people learn their lessons through you. Like I said, every connection you're in serves a purpose. You serve some type of purpose to them, teach them something about themselves, help them integrate something within themselves. You really change people around you for the better and inspire them, help them become better people. And I feel like sometimes that's all there is. Like that's the connection there to serve that purpose. And once that's done, that lesson is learned or that purpose is served, it's like you move on to something else, to a different part of your journey, and so do they. And it's like, even if they don't receive these traits in people around them, maybe they learned to embody that through you. Maybe these were certain traits or qualities they needed to find on their own through you, in order to add to their own lives. Do you get what I mean? So sometimes I'm seeing like people meet you in order to not become like you, but sort of add that quality to their trinket of qualities in their personality to better their own life on their journey. Because who knows, maybe this motivation you brought in helps them, motivate them to a next journey of their life where they really need that. Or maybe they were really, really anxious, and you brought in this sereneness, this calmness, taught them how to regulate their emotions. But now they rely on you too much and think you're the one that brings that in. Whereas when they go on their own path, maybe they need that calm, that peace, and maybe you taught them how to regulate their emotions. So maybe they need to use that skill to help themselves. So, of course, these are just different examples of the energy, but I feel that very strongly. So, this is why people really miss you when you're gone. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose this Amazonite crystal and card number 7 with the throat chakra, express your truth, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at why people really miss you when you're gone. So what's quite interesting is I just saw your spirit guide here on my desk. Like, that was so freaky. But maybe your spirit guides are very active during this reading. What's really sweet is I'm hearing your spirit guides are around the people that miss you, soothing them when you're gone. So that's actually really sweet. But I'm hearing not the ones that mess with you. Then they get your spirit guides' hands. I'm just joking. So what I feel from your reading, I saw a vision for you, my pile number twos, but just be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. I saw a vision of Mean Girls, and in the Mean Girls vision, I saw it when Katie was like standing there, and Regina was like, "Hey, let's go shopping," or something like that. I can't remember exactly what she said. Wasn't it like, "Hey, loser, let's go shopping," or something like that? I could be wrong. But in that scene, she's like, Regina George is like the Barbie doll everyone wants but never had. So I don't know if this is my pile of people that are just seen as very physically attractive to others, and it's kind of like maybe you just have that glamorous type of energy to you where it's like people see you as like almost like perfect, like a Barbie doll or a Ken doll. But yeah, I guess take it as it resonates. You may not see yourself that way, but maybe others see you that way. And I'm seeing that you really give to those around you. You're a giver. You really love to give to those around you. And I guess people really miss that when you're gone, because sometimes people take that for granted. Um, Whereas sometimes they don't. Sometimes they really, really appreciate how much you give. But there's something about that people really miss when you're gone, your generosity, because it's like a lot of the times in the world, people, I'm not going to say everyone is selfish because that's not true at all, but it's kind of hard to come across someone that is very, very generous. And that's when they come across you, and it's hard to come across that in another person again, because not everyone is the same. Of course, I'm not saying everyone is selfish, but you get what I mean. There's something about your compliments too, the way you give compliments, because I feel like some people that have certain insecurities or certain problems with self-worth are really drawn to you, and you give the best compliments. I feel like you're that friend that really hypes up your other friends, and you give really thoughtful compliments, I'm hearing, or something about your compliments really feel good to the soul, where people feel like I'm seeing that vision of Aquamarine when she has the starfishes on her ear and they're giving compliments. And sometimes your compliments feel really good to people, or they feel really thoughtful, or they just feel really good in general, and people really miss that when you're gone. I'm seeing someone here type the best compliments on Instagram. Let me go ahead and add the rest of your cards. So this is the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck that we have in the beginning card, but with the throat chakra energies, I guess people could really miss your style of communication, the way you communicate, the conversations you have. There's something about people really loving the conversations you have, and they miss that when you're gone. If you're someone that really enjoys conversating with people, I guess that's something they really miss. So we have the card, the Seven Star Sisters, with birth and creations, tapestry of life and expression. So interesting that we see 7-7 here. Maybe you're someone that's also really lucky, and you're like a good luck charm to others, and it's kind of like wherever you go, good luck follows you and follows those that are around you. But then when you're gone, it's like people really miss that. And now I'm seeing the scene from the movie The Hot Chick, where she goes into the mall and she's kind of like really sexy, and she licks the ice cream in a very sexual way, and then she gets the drink for free for her and all of her friends. So I don't know if you're that type of person where, of course, maybe you don't do that, but like I'm seeing that vision. So there's some type of energy around you of luck, and wherever you go, it's like you experience luck, or people just love to give things to you. Maybe it's your good karma for being so generous and kind. But it's like people just love to give to you, or people sometimes it's just luck following you around, where it just seems really magical in some way. And I guess people sometimes miss that when you're gone. At the back of the deck, we have wait, it's not yet time, things are being woven. So there's something about people really missing you and waiting for you. And it kind of feels like they're in limbo, because I'm looking at this card. She's just in space. She's floating around. It's like they're in limbo for you, waiting, waiting, waiting. Or sometimes I feel, people literally sit by the phone and wait for you to message or wait for you to call them. That's a vibe I feel, believe it or not. I'm smelling food. Do you like to cook for those you love? Or do you like to go out to eat with those you love? There's something about people missing that with you, like something about food. So now we're going to use the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. So spirit guides on my pile, number 2s. Why do people really miss them when they're gone? And now it's like I'm hearing, I'm hungry, I want to go out to eat, but I can't go out to eat because I usually go out to eat with my pile 2s. We have Seasons, card number 1. At the back of the deck, we have Worthiness. So that's really interesting. I feel like you help people sometimes find their sense of self-worth. There's something about insecure people really being drawn to you because like you teach them a lesson of finding their self-worth through showing them that they're worthy of receiving, that they're worthy of love, that they're worthy of everything you give. And it's like when you really give graciously, it teaches, especially people that have the subconscious belief they're not worthy of receiving, it teaches them that they're worthy of that. We're going to use the Vanessa Tarot for you. So spirit guides on my pile 2s. What do people really miss about my pile 2s when they're gone? We have the Strength card. We have the Chariot. Since I saw a lot of movie scenes for you, are you a movie fanatic or do you just love the arts, entertainment, things like that? Because if you are someone like that, that could be why I'm seeing so many movie scenes. Maybe people like watching movies with you and miss that. Like if you're someone that, has sleepovers and you like to watch movies with your friends and eat popcorn and you're like a homebody, or maybe play games or go out and actually watch a movie. There's something about that if some of you relate to it. We have the Justice card. So that was Justice at the back of the deck. This was the Vanessa Tarot. We're now going to use the Ethereal Visions Tarot. So spirit guides of my pile 2s. Oh my gosh, this is number 7 if I'm not mistaken. 777. Spirit guides of pile 2. May I please look into why people really miss them when they're gone? Do you often see angel numbers? If you don't relate to the luck thing, maybe you see angel numbers and you're like, ooh, 777, and then people miss hearing that sometimes. We have the Hermit. We have the Two of Pentacles. For some reason, with the Hermit opposite the Throat Chakra card, I'm feeling the vibe like you're that one person that calls out those you love, and it's like, because we have the Devil card at the back of the deck, and I'm feeling that energy because with the Hermit right opposite the Throat Chakra, I feel like you're not afraid to express when someone was really self-reflect on certain actions they make that are not okay. Somehow people miss when you call them out. That's a first. Okay. Maybe when you call them out, it really gets them to self-reflect on their behavior and start growing. And it's like, even if it's embarrassing in that moment, it helps them. But like when you're gone, no one's there to call them out. Then maybe they go down their cycles of bad behavior again. And it's like, where did I go? How did I get on this path? Oh yeah, pile number 2 were always on my back about this, and now they're not here, and no one is doing it for me, so now I have to do this myself. Do you get what I mean? And now I'm hearing that song by Erykah Badu where she speaks about like going on making mistakes or going on different paths. I forgot what it's called. I just want to find it. Also, um some type of song is stuck in my head because my boyfriend was singing it like, I'm a gummy bear, I'm a gummy. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but maybe you're that type of person that like likes to sing silly songs or just playful songs or just sing songs in front of people and then it gets stuck in their head and then it gets stuck in their head all day, and then after you leave, after you're gone, it's like they miss that. Let's see, Erykah Badu. So the song is called Didn't You Know? So spirit guides of my pile 2s, may I please look into why people really miss my pile 2s when they're gone? We have the Judgment card. I'm hearing some of you are Virgos. If not, it's also okay. And I'm smelling a perfume smell. Some of you really smell good and people miss that. We have the Ace of Swords. For your pile, I'm getting loads of psychic visions and things. We have the King of Cups. Maybe some of you are psychic and people miss your gifts when you're gone. At the back of the deck, we have the Two of Wands. I kind of feel with this Two of Wands, it's like people watch you when you're gone. Like, if you've left someone's life for good, or if something ends between the two of you, it's like they're always watching and keeping tabs on you, is what I feel. Because they miss you when you're gone. So I'm seeing something about that, and the Strength card wants to come out again. So something about strength is emphasized here. Like, maybe you're a really strong and resilient person. In terms of your emotions, mental space, or physical strength. If you're physically strong, maybe people miss gymming with you. But if you're mentally and emotionally strong, maybe people miss that strength you brought in. Like, maybe if they're going through really hard times, you're that type of friend or partner or family member that is like, we'll get through this, and you remind them of their own inner strength. And when you're gone, it's like they don't have that. With the Chariot card, you're always moving forward, even after challenges, even after leaving behind toxic people. And I guess people miss you even more because you're moving on. Like, especially toxic people where you've left them behind, because I feel like you don't tolerate bad behavior or BS. I'm hearing that sound on Instagram Reels that's like, I'm not the parent, I'm not supposed to be someone's mom. Like, their parents were supposed to teach them this. So I feel like some of you don't take BS, and it's like, I'm hearing that song I Want You to Stay by Rihanna and that other person, I forgot their name. But it's like when you move on, you just move on, and it's like then they start missing you even more because they see you've moved on. They see you're not sitting around crying about them. And of course, maybe you are, but like there's something about them perceiving you as moving on and really missing you. There's something here about like if you ever go shopping with your friends, people miss that. Or if you ever drive around with your friends or go on road trips, people miss that. Or dancing, like if you ever dance together, or just like you're maybe not afraid to express yourself in the world in terms of clothing, in terms of dancing. If you want to dance, you dance. If you want to sing, you sing. It's like you're a really expressive person. I guess people miss that because it's like you get them out of their shell. I'm seeing people miss, like, especially car drives with you. Like, if you're that friend that drives around and, plays music, maybe they listen to your music even after you're gone because they miss your music taste, or they miss the way your car drove, or the way your car smells, or something about cars, and shopping. There's something here also about you maybe being someone creative, and I guess people miss your creativity or your creative input when you're gone. I also feel like you're always leveling up in your life, and I guess people miss that when you're gone because you teach your closest people how to level up in their own lives, how to kind of take what they have and move forward and believe that they can create something new, that they can take some type of risk and be bold and use their own inner strengths to help them reach their goals and reach where they want to be. So there's something about that people miss. If you are someone that loves to spoil your friends, like buy them things, then I see something about that. I keep smelling food. There's something about food here. I'm seeing some of you, like, if you're that friend that always makes directions, like go left, go right, something like that. Or something about your playlist. I keep seeing something about this car. I'm really drawn to it. Um, Also here with the Ace of Swords, I feel like people definitely miss your conversations. They miss your mind. There's something about the way your mind works. You have a lot of intelligence, or the way your mind works is very unique. You have a strength with your mental abilities in some way. And people really miss the conversations you have because it's like there is some type of an intellectual stimulation here where some of you really like people just love the conversations with you and they miss that when you're gone. I spoke about some people here being very intuitive or psychic, and even if you aren't a tarot reader, there's something about like when you are gone, it's like you give the best advice because you know exactly what's going on, or you know how to feel about people's vibes and things like that. You know how to read people like a book or situations like a book, and you're always on point. Even if you don't realize you're intuitive, there's something where people see you're intuitive. And I feel like when you're gone, especially in moments when they're stuck, when they don't know what to do, when things are falling apart, it's like they don't know where to go. They don't know who to ask. It's like I would usually ask my pile number twos about advice with this situation and they'd give me the best advice. But now I can't ask anyone and now I have to stay strong. That's what I see here. I see here also there's something about people missing how balanced and stable you are with the Two of Pentacles. And I feel that energy of what I spoke about before with the strength. You know how to stay calm and grounded even in high stressful situations, and to help a person really calm down and find their own inner truth and their own inner voice of what they need to do next, or find certain types of clarity. Like your connection to the divine is insane. Some of you maybe even are able to connect to past unloved ones, ancestors, and guide certain people through that, or people through emotional experiences to find emotional balance. And when you're not there, people miss that. Because I feel like you have immense spiritual growth, and that's something I see here. With this seasons card, I feel like when people are in your life, some people are only in your life for a season, and maybe they are there to learn something from you, but after that season is done and they're done learning that lesson from you, it's like they need to go find their own path. They need to go find a way to integrate that. And now I'm hearing that song from High School Musical that's like, I gotta go my own way. So people really miss you when they have to go on their own way. Like it's a bittersweet moment. Like somehow there's this inner knowing in them. Like they know it's time for you to go. It's time for you to explore the next chapter. It's time for them to explore the next chapter. But it was like you were spring to them or summer to them, and now they have to go experience winter on their own. And that's the vibe I get here when people really miss you. So, like I said, when people miss you, it's like they sort of get a little bit obsessive over you. It's like they can't stop thinking back to you. It's like, oh, pile number two's brought this, pile number two's brought this. I feel like your presence is really soothing and calming, and you just have that type of vibe. Like you're a really great friend, you're a really great lover. And I guess you help people birth a new reality is what I see. There's something very magical and cosmic about you too, and I guess people really miss that when you're gone. So I think this is what I have for you, my pile twos. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number threes. If you chose the Citrine crystal and card number 15 with fire, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at why people really miss you when you're gone. By the way, it is 444 on the clock as we start. So 444 represents the energy of protection, of safety, stability, as well as the energies of the fourth house, Cancer energy, the home. So please only take what resonates, leave the rest. But what I feel from this, starting off your reading, even with the dragon here, you're very protective over those you love. You have this inner fierceness, and when someone messes with someone you love, like, pray for that person. That's what I'm hearing. There's something really hypnotic about your energy too, is what I'm hearing from spirit, like where people love to stare at you and they miss you when you're gone in that sense. But anyways, getting back to what I was saying about full. There is this type of vibe to you where even like you are very protected by the divine. Like I'm seeing someone try to sort of open a door to you again, and let's say they wronged you, it's like spirit is going to close that door immediately. Or let's say someone tries to go and search you on social media, it's like all of a sudden their phone will freeze. Or let's say someone tries to gossip about you, they can't do it, and I guess I don't think that explains why they really miss you, but I guess it's showing people that have wronged you, especially, or people that are, I wouldn't say the word supposed to, because we all move on in our own way, but like the vibe I'm getting is like when people are really stuck on you and they're a little bit obsessive over you and their spirit guides want them to move on, it's like they will intentionally protect you from having this person come back into your life. Even if the person didn't do anything wrong to you and they were just meant to be in your life for a season, like I said to Pal too, sometimes people are just in our life for a season. They learn something from us, they grow, and they go their own way. Sometimes there was nothing more to it, just a lesson, and I guess spirit doesn't want them coming back into your life because there is no purpose for them to come back. And sometimes it's just that, or sometimes, you outgrow a person and there is no way that that new version of you can connect to that old version of them if they haven't grown with you. You get what I mean? And it will just be a connection that kind of falls away even if you try to connect. I don't know if you've ever tried to connect with people from your past and then the conversations are just dry because you've both grown into people you weren't before, and you won't get that same type of relationship you had before because you've both grown as people, or one person has grown and the other hasn't. So there's something about that where you're protected from those circumstances and people. But in terms of why people really miss you when you're gone, I feel like you really take care of those you love. You really, that Cancer energy, the fourth house energy, you treat people like your family, even your close friends. You really take care of everyone around you. And if you take care of your siblings, if you've been that type of person that takes care of pets, like I'm picking up on some pets that miss you that have passed on, or even passed on loved ones that have missed you that you're gone. That's very, very sweet. I'm picking up on like the way you take care of those around you, even your friends. You're that type of person that does that, I feel. And there's something about them really missing that when you're gone. I'm hearing that song Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. I feel like you bring the sunshine and the flair and the pizzazz to the room, to the world, to the friendships, to the relationships, and it's like people miss that sunshine. Now all of a sudden they're in cold weather and there's just no sunshine anymore, but maybe they're being taught to create their own sunshine in their own reality. There is something really hypnotic about you, like where people love to stare at you. Even on social media, I'm seeing like, and in public, and like strangers miss staring at you. With a dragon here on the fire card, there is something about you really powerful, fierce, and strong at the same time. Like, you have this immense power and strength within you, and I feel like you're that type of friend or that type of person that motivates everyone around you, that inspires everyone around you. It's like you You have this very fiery energy, as we see here. Even if you are not a fire sign, you have a very fire energy that you embody, or at least this is what people perceive you to be when you're gone. And it's like you really motivate everyone around you. You really inspire and hype up those around you. And there's something about people missing that. There's something about people missing this playful energy you bring in, this ambitious energy you bring in, because I feel like you're really ambitious and you teach others to follow their dreams, their goals, their desires, and really see that vision and believe it's theirs to create. So I see that. I see you give the best compliments, you give the best energy. You really bring fun to the group, to the table, is what I see here, and people miss that. So let's go ahead and add the rest of your cards and let's see what shows up here. I'm also seeing something about people missing your eyes, or the way your eyes look, looking into your eyes. So we're going to use the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. So spirit guides of my pile threes. Why do people really miss my pile threes when they're gone? We have the Harvest card with card number 43. Even the sunshine energy here and the way this woman is dancing, like, it gives me that vibe, like you really get people out of their shell. You get people into this very fun energy, and especially people that have betrayed you. Like, I keep seeing energies of betrayal. They really miss that because they know they can't get it back. There's something about people that have betrayed you. They know they can't get you back, and that makes them miss you even more. I feel like you really bring pleasure to everything you do. You really get people, like, you that saying of breaking the ice. I feel like you're that person that breaks the ice. You're that person that brings laughter, that brings fun, that brings smiles. And it's kind of like when people go on in their life, they miss that because it's like, I wish I had that person to make me smile. I wish I had that person to make me laugh. But maybe, like I said, they're taught to create that in their own reality. At the back, we have shine at the back of the deck. So there's something about you really shining like a star, shining bright in the world, maybe even teaching other people to shine bright in their own qualities and not to dim their light. And I think people miss that when you're gone. Something about your fashion style. I think this is my pile of people that are very attractive, very hot. You give me like a celebrity vibe. Like, if you were that celebrity and you left the stage, everyone's like, no, no, don't go. Like, that's what I'm seeing as a vision. I think you're also patient with the people you love. Really, really patient. So if they ever encounter other people and those people aren't as patient with them, it's like, I miss pile 3. Like, I miss that patience they had. We have 2 cards. So we have Child of the Cosmos with the intelligence of the universe lies within you. So some of you are very, very intuitive. Some of you could relate to pile 2. We have Trust the Timing with Trust the Wave you came on in. Time is not running out. I'm not going to include this card because of space. I still need tarot cards, but I'm going to talk about it. So I feel like when you're gone, there is something about people feeling a little bit insecure. Like, I feel like you're that type of friend, like I said, that cheerleads others, that hypes up others. So when they wear an outfit, it's like they feel unsure. But like when they wear an outfit and you're like, yes, 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 queen, or something. I don't know if you say it like that, but I'm just improvising it. With the trusted timing card, I feel like sometimes there are occasions when people will come back into your life after going on their own path, if it is meant to be, if spirit deems it meant to be. So sometimes you'll get certain times where, like, there's this feeling of like maybe you had a best friend where you separate for the time being and you go on your own paths, and later on, once they have grown to your level, because I feel like you're someone that has really grown in your own way, once they have grown to your level, or maybe not even your level, maybe they're just meant to go on their own path or their own journey. Because sometimes we outgrow people around us, and sometimes it's like that, but sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes it's like they need to learn their own lessons, and maybe those lessons would damage the relationship in some way if they were to stay in your life. So sometimes spirit takes people out of your life so that they can go on their own path, learn their own lessons, and then later on, once that path is finished, once they've learned all those lessons, once they have accumulated what they needed to do and achieved what they needed to do, they will come back into your life. So there's something here about like some people still missing you years later, some people still missing you months later, and there's some inner knowing within them like, I'm going to find pile threes again. And that is true. That is true, but I feel like it's only for a specific amount of people where spirit deems it okay. And there's something about them having to trust that time is not running out, trust that their intuition is leading them back to you once their path has not complete but gone onto a new path where it links up to yours. So there's something about that. And with the I Remember card at the back of the deck, Soul Plan, the Fated Life versus the Destiny Life, I feel like some of you help people you help people towards their soul plan, their fate with the intuition here. Maybe some of you are tarot readers, and like when you're gone, maybe once you've served your purpose, you're gone out of their life. Or even if you're not a tarot reader, even if you're just really intuitive and just know the right things to say, I feel like you can really see what people's talents are, what people's passions are, what they'd be really good at. Like let's say some friend is singing in front of you and they've been thinking of following a singing career, but they felt too shy to. They never felt bold enough. And you're like, "Oh, you're a really good singer." Somehow you give them enough confidence to at least take the first step. And maybe that's part of their purpose, maybe that's part of their fate, but they're a little bit too scared to, but you give them a little bit of that boldness, that pizzazz to take the first step there. So that's something I see here, especially in terms of soul plan. I think people really miss your intuitive advice. I feel like you're that friend or that person that gives the best advice, that just knows the right things to say. And I think people miss that, especially like if friends offer advice and something's happening in their life and they can't ask you and they know you'd give the best advice. It's like, oh damn. I see someone kicking air like, damn, I missed my opportunity. I don't know what that's about. I feel very lighthearted in your energy. Like, I feel like I can just laugh. I feel like I'm playing. I feel like I'm not even doing tarot. I'm doing tarot for a friend and we're having a conversation and we're laughing even though you're not here. So maybe you have that type of energy with people and that's what they really miss when you're gone. We have the Page of Cups. Yeah, like this very playful vibe. I feel like you're very free spirited is what I'm hearing from spirit. We also have the Hermit. I'm hearing that song Baby I'm the Fashion Killer by Destroy Lonely. It's called If Looks Could Kill. And I heard it for pile 3 today while I was recording this, but I'm actually pre-recording this reading for another day, I think. So, and it doesn't, if you watch it like on the day, it's not going to be that day. So that's quite interesting. But then we have the High Priestess at the back of the deck. So this intuitive energy is amplified here. It keeps showing up. With the Hermit, I feel like you're very self-aware. Like you give the best advice. You know how to look within, you know how to get answers within the Akashic records, or sometimes you give the best advice even if you know the answer for them. And when, like, the vibe I get here is you don't just give people answers straight up. sometimes spirit guides us, like, let's say I'm doing a reading for someone, right? Even if you don't do readings, this is just what I'm talking about. But like, sometimes spirit won't give them the answer because spirit knows they have the answer within. And it's like they're not meant to just get spoon fed. So I feel like some of you are intuitive like that. And it's like spirit guides you to not give them the answer, but to help them look within. And then when you're gone, it's like there is that appreciation there because now they're not relying on you for your gifts, but it's like now you've taught them to look within on their own. So there's something about that and like an appreciation there, but then also missing you guiding them to that. But I feel with the hermit, like you are almost like that light when people are in the darkness, where people don't know what to do. Maybe you're someone that kind of likes your alone time. Even I feel like you're an ambivert or an introvert, but like you're very fun. Um, but there's something here about like people missing that and people missing the intelligence and the wisdom you bring to the table. I feel like some of you can read the Akashic records. Some of you are religious or spiritual, and people miss that when you're gone because it like kind of keeps them on track with what they need to do. My legs started shaking, so uh as if I was anxious, but I'm not. So it's not my anxiety I'm feeling. I think sometimes you draw in anxious people and they miss you when you're gone because you somehow really calm down that anxiety. Or sometimes you don't calm it down, but sometimes you know how they say anxiety is the same frequency of excitement. So when you get really anxious and then you get excited or you get happy or you start laughing, that anxiety turns into a frequency of joy and excitement, because it's actually harder to calm a person down when they're anxious. It's actually harder to do that. It's more easier, or this is just what I've heard. I'm not sure if it's scientifically true. It's actually easier to turn that into excitement, and I feel like some of you have that effect on people, but then somehow like when you're gone, they miss that excitement you bring in. And what I've noticed in all three piles is they often miss something you bring into the table. What I noticed as a theme here is maybe when you're gone, they learn to integrate that quality on their own, not copy you and not become like you, but like if they really miss that quality, like for example, I had a friend in school that was very much like in your energy, and we used to laugh together, we used to be best friends, we used to play, like it was just always a fun time with her, always a fun vibe. And in my adult years, I was like, I wish I had a friend like that again. I wish I had that again. But then at some point I had to realize, like, I need to stop moping around and saying I wish I had a friend like that, because she's not in my life anymore. And there's nothing I can do to change that. Even if I did, bring her into my life right now, we're different people now, you know. It's not going to be the same relationship. So at some point I had to accept that and be like, okay, I need to bring laughter into my own life. How can I do that? How can I become my own best friend like that? Do you get what I mean? So spirit guides of pile threes, may I please look into, we have the star card. You shine bright like a star. There's something about like certain people. I don't know if someone has anger issues, Knight of Wands. Because when I was talking, I felt angry, but like I wasn't angry. It came off really weird. Um, but I'm not an angry person, so it's very weird. Like maybe somehow you calm down people's anger. We have the Three of Cups. Or I feel with the Star card, you have a very healing light to others, and I guess people really miss that when you're gone. With the Three of Cups, I kind of feel coven energy. I don't know why. I don't know if you've had friends that were spiritual or witchy, but like when you're gone, it's like they don't have that anymore. So I'm seeing something about that. I'm seeing something also about like the friendships you have specifically really miss you with the Three of Cups. Like people that were in your circle, in your friend group, miss a lot of things I'm specifically talking about. So with the Knight of Wands here, I feel that energy of ambition, like I said before, of excitement, of passion. So what do people really miss about my pile threes after they're gone? We have the Eight of Wands. And we have the Ace of Cups. I'm hearing something about your music. Like people miss your music taste and they'll sometimes listen to your music when you're gone. I feel like you just bring this fiery energy to the room. You bring excitement to the table. You bring healing to the table. Your light is really healing. You have this really calming, ethereal type of energy that people really miss when you're gone. It's kind of like you're in your own little world. I feel like you're a visionary. You really envision the type of life you want, and then you go after it and you create it. Some of you are master manifestors, and there's this vibe here of people missing that because I feel like you would, maybe some of you would be that type of person that would give advice like, no, don't say that. You're gonna manifest that, or think that and speak positive words into your reality and it will manifest. Or maybe you've taught certain people in your life to believe in themselves more, to believe in them possible dreams, and to kind of shoot for the stars and to be more like a dreamer, to dream them possible and to go after that. And I feel a sense of heartbreak when you're gone. Like people are really heartbroken when you're gone. And now I see uh the Three of Swords clairvoyantly when Elaine from the Love Witch pulls the Three of Swords. I don't know why I'm seeing something about witchery and like, is someone here like very witchy or magical? Even if you don't consider yourself a witch, you could just be very magical in some way, and I guess people could also miss that. There's something about you where the inner child always comes out to play. You're very free-spirited and people miss that. And I feel like people somehow know they need to move forward with the Eight of Wands when you're gone, but it's like they deeply miss you. And there's a sorrow I'm hearing. I'm hearing the word sorrow, grief. It's like they've lost someone. It's like I'm hearing that song You're Dead to Me by Kali Uchis. It's like you're almost like gone physically, but you're not gone physically. Does that make sense? Of course, I don't want to say that word, but like it feels like that to them, like they've lost someone deeply, but they haven't actually lost you. Like you're still in the world, but you're gone. And it feels empty and weird. Like I'm hearing that song by No Doubt that's like, I feel like I'm losing my best friend. You and me always together, something like that. The song is called Don't Speak. So I'm seeing a vision. I'm sorry for laughing, but it was just really funny. I'm seeing a vision of someone cry and run to their room. It's like I really feel a great pain and loss people feel when you're gone. And there's something about you that is really dreamy, like really head in the clouds. They miss that. They also miss the unconditional love you give. I feel like you have this sort of acceptance and understanding for those you love. You don't try to change them, you just allow them to be themselves. And there's a sense of growth with people you love. Like the love grows, they grow, they start to rebirth, they start to change as a person in the most purest form, in the most loving form. And it's like the Four of Pentacles in reverse wants to come out, so they can't let go of you when you're gone. It's like, I want to let go, I know I need to move on, but they can't let go. And that's something I see here. So I think this is where I'm going to leave your reading, my pile threes. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!